two polar functions now. We should take a look at the graph for cosine of 2 theta. Oh, my axes are off. So this makes a 4-petaled rose, much like sine of 2 theta does, although at a slightly different angle or rotation. And then also r equals 1 is one big circle around the whole thing. That's a pretty cute design. Let's see. So it's supposed to be, I draw a graph, it's supposed to be the area that is inside the circle of radius 1. So here's r equals 1. And then it's supposed to be outside of this Can you believe I've never been to art school? All right, so it's supposed to be inside of the circle and yet outside of the petals, so that means it's going to be this area in between, this area in between. So find all of that. One thing is it's symmetric, so we could just find this area in here. I was just wondering, maybe we could even just find this. Because if you go from here all the way over to here, you're going to have to integrate inside half of this leaf and half of this leaf. Well, if I've already done the work to integrate inside half of this leaf, why do it again over there? So I could just find this area and then multiply by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do that. So now I need to figure out where this is. I believe this would be at 45 degrees. So pi over 4. Let's see, trace pi over 4. That seems to be it. What about on the other function? Well, that's the origin. I don't really know. Did it go around this one first and then end up at the origin, or what did it do? So instead of just doing a dot, what I'm going to do is say go from 0 to pi over 4, and is that going to give me just that piece of the picture? I sure hope so. It is. So this would be the line that I drew right there, which is actually theta equals pi over 4. And then we just need to find that dark area right there. Okay. So the area is found by integrating 1/2 r squared d theta in general. That's the general formula for area when you're talking about polar. And we're going to have two areas because you integrate the circle, and then that would give you this one sector of a circle. And then you have to integrate inside of this leaf and then subtract them. So we need the bigger one is going to be integrate the 1/2 r squared for the circle. Our limits are from 0 to pi over 4. And then we need to integrate inside this, which is the cosine function. So integrate from 0 to pi over 4, 1/2 r squared, so cosine of 2 theta squared. And then subtract the big area, subtract the little area. And then remember, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need to multiply all of that by 8. Well, I noticed that we're going to have to integrate cosine squared, and for that we use a formula. We replace cosine squared So in general, the formula goes cosine squared of x is equal to 1 plus cosine of 2x divided by 2. Except instead of an x, we now have a 2 theta. So for us, it's actually going to be 1 plus cosine of 4 theta divided by 2. So just for this part right here, we would have 1 plus cosine of 4 theta divided by 2. Alright, let's see. So this one is just going to be a 1/2 that can be factored out. And then integrate the d theta, it becomes theta. Since the limits are 0 to pi over 4 for both, I can just do that at the end. And then for this, it's got a denominator of 2 and a denominator of 2, so that's a 1/4 that can be factored out. And then we need to integrate the 1, so that's going to be theta. And then integrate cosine of 4 theta. So that's going to be sine of 4 theta. But then because of the chain rule, we need to take the derivative of the insides of 4 and divide by 4. Alright, then it's 0 to pi over 4. So substitute pi over 4, we would have 1 pi over 4 minus 1/4 pi over 4, so that's 3/4 pi over 4. And then substitute a pi over 4 in here, and we're going to get sine of pi. Sine of pi is actually equal to 0. So that doesn't contribute anything, so that's a 0. Next, substitute a 0. So this will be 0, this will be 0, this will be sine of 0, which is 0. So in other words, we're done. So then, simplify, this is going to be 3 pi, will not get cancelled, but this is going to be a 16. 8 over 16 means it's divided by 2.